Though you may not have heard of Cameron Boyce before his tragic passing at the age of 20, you almost certainly saw his face, perhaps even earlier than you remember. While many may recall that Cameron Boyce was biracial, they may not realize his grandmother played an important part in American integration history. The 1954 Supreme Court ruling Brown v. Board of Education established that the segregation of public schools was unconstitutional under the 14th Amendment, ending the precedent set by Plessy v. Ferguson in 1896. As part of public school integration, 12 black children, now known as the Clinton 12, began attending Clinton High School in Clinton, Tennessee. This monumental change in 1956 created the state's first integrated public school, and Boyce's paternal grandmother, Joanne Boyce, was one of those students. In 2016, Cameron and his grandmother recounted the event for Disney Channel's Be Inspired short series for Black History Month. Speaking to people about the event, Joanne recalled, "All of us, all of our parents, every single student that walked down the hill with me, all of our parents wanted us to do better. They wanted us to have better opportunities, so therefore education was number one for them." Cameron was evidently proud of the work his grandmother and her peers did, especially since the public's reaction to the integration was largely retaliatory.
They looked like they just wanted to grab us and throw us out. They didn't want us at all. I could just see their hate in their heart.
The young actor told People, "Things are going to happen in your life and you're going to face adversity, but if you grow from that and learn from that, you're a better person because of it. How could you not be amazed by their bravery? She has chosen to forgive, not forget, and she's learned from it and has just grown from her experiences." Cameron won a Daytime Emmy Award for Outstanding Promotional Announcement for the segment. While many know Cameron Boyce for his acting, he started as a professional dancer. For 7 years, he focused almost exclusively on dance before transitioning into acting. While talking to Young Hollywood in 2018 about the art form, Boyce noted, "It actually did come pretty naturally to me. I sort of came out of the womb dancing." In a 2019 interview with Glass magazine, he even called dance his first love, a sentiment Boyce's father Victor echoed in a June 2022 Instagram post memorializing his son. Trained in ballet, breakdancing, hip-hop, jazz, modern, and tap, Boyce kept dancing at the forefront of his career and life. Projects like the Descendants trilogy continued to let him flex his skills even after he pivoted toward acting. In a 2018 interview with Hero, he explained, "It's really cool to have that in my back pocket in case I need it. There are so many roles that require dancing or singing, and you have to be able to do all three." In addition to using his dance training for acting roles, he and 4 childhood friends formed the dance crew X-Mob. Boyce expressed to Hero that he considered X-Mob some of his oldest and closest friends, and the group continued on even after Boyce's passing. To celebrate their time with Boyce, X-Mob posted a long-form video to their YouTube channel featuring clips of the actor dancing and home videos the group had taken together. A 2008 Panic at the Disco music video served as Boyce's first acting job. In the band's video for the song The Green Gentleman, Things Have Changed, he portrays the child version of Ryan Ross, the band's guitarist at the time. Boyce is the first character on screen, playing with a set of Russian dolls as the band's lead singer Brendan Urie's voice comes out of one of the toys. In a behind-the-scenes look at the video uploaded to YouTube by Fueled by Ramen, audiences can see a young Boyce talking about being in a music video for the first time and the costume he wears to match Ryan Ross.
"The wardrobe is really funny. I wouldn't wear this."
This was the first of several music videos Boyce would appear in. Other than his own work within the Descendants franchise, Boyce also turned up in the video for Hardwired by Haley Knox as the male lead, and is credited as one of the lead dancers and choreographers in the video for Hozier's Almost Sweet Music. After the Panic at the Disco music video, Boyce's first silver screen appearance was in a spin-off of the classic medical soap opera General Hospital. In 2008, he took on the recurring role of Michael Stone Cates Jr. in the short-lived General Hospital Night Shift. The character was the 5-year-old son of Jagger Cates, one of the main characters in the second season. Over the course of 7 episodes, audiences can watch the young actor fine-tune his acting skills as his character goes on a journey of receiving an autism diagnosis. While a small role, it started what would become a fruitful career on TV for Boyce. From there, the young actor guest starred in the popular Disney Channel series Good Luck Charlie and Shake It Up, before landing leading TV roles on the network. The small screen wasn't the only place audiences could see Boyce. Before winning his role in the Adam Sandler-led Grown Ups, Boyce's first big screen effort, director Alex Azza's 2008 supernatural horror film Mirrors saw him in the role of Michael Carson. The film's premise involves sinister reflections killing their real counterparts. Midway through the movie, Michael's reflection begins to act odd, causing his parents to be concerned and paint over all the mirrors. However, this doesn't work for long, as Boyce's character is later found scraping the paint off the mirrors in a trance-like state. Before the movie ends, Michael's reflection nearly drowns him, but his mother comes to the rescue. In 2019, shortly after Cameron's death, Boyce's father shared an Instagram post that included the Mirrors poster, which depicts the young Boyce sitting cross-legged on the floor, seemingly staring at his reflection in a puddle of water. Victor Boyce's simple Instagram caption read, "Cameron's first movie, he never watched it." The Disney Channel series Jessie was Cameron Boyce's big break on the network, giving him his first leading role in a TV series. He played Luke Ross, a boy who loves video games and has a particular fixation with his nanny, the titular Jessie.
Hello, I'm Luke, and you are?
Way too old for you.
The series was fairly successful for Disney, making it to a 4th season and airing 98 episodes. However, the show might not have happened at all without an important conversation between its lead, Debby Ryan, and a producer. According to an interview with the Star-Telegram, as Ryan's previous Disney series The Sweet Life on Deck neared its conclusion, Ryan and executive producer Pamela Eels O'Connell looked at other series for Ryan to star in. O'Connell had previously worked on The Nanny, and the concept for Jessie came up as the two bounced pitches off each other. Without that conversation, Jessie may not have come to be, and without the series, Boyce's first major role may have come at a very different point in his life. The shift into a leading role in a TV series impacted many aspects of Boyce's life. In an interview with the Emmys website, the actor said that he started being homeschooled due to the filming schedule, and that he even began taking college courses to learn more about responsibility and accountability in his career. He recalled, "All the things you're supposed to learn after you graduate from college, I had to learn at the ages of 11, 12, and 13. So at this point in my life, I feel that because I was in that professional work environment, my whole outlook on life changed." He acknowledged staying in a more traditional school setting may have changed who he was as a person, since he wouldn't have had the same responsibilities he did while starring in Jessie. Despite everything changing around him, Cameron Boyce worked to stay grounded and not fall victim to the complicated fates of many Disney actors who came before him. In his interview for the Emmys website, he explained, "For the people who view an actor's life as all glamour and we just want to be famous, it's a job that we do, just like any crew member who has a job. We like to do it, not to be in the limelight. It drives me crazy when actors lose sight of reality." Part of not losing sight of reality was keeping his personal and professional pursuits apart. He explained that once shooting rap for a day, instead of spending the evening reflecting on his performance, he'd go outside and play basketball. Speaking with Glass magazine, Boyce also reflected that despite his busy schedule, he still tried to find time to feed his love for dancing whenever he could. While doing an interview with Shun magazine, Boyce discussed that his parents were the ones to instill in him a wariness about his path as a child star. This caution helped Boyce avoid the chaotic and often harmful situations many other young actors face. Boyce's death came as a shock on July 6, 2019. Just under a month before the release of the third Descendants movie, the young actor was found unresponsive in his home, which he shared with two of his former castmates. His family made a statement in the days that followed, saying, "Cameron's tragic passing was due to a seizure as a result of an ongoing medical condition, and that condition was epilepsy." Until the statement made by his family, it was not widely known that the actor suffered from the disease. An autopsy conducted by the Los Angeles County Department of Medical Examiner Coroner initially deferred the cause and manner of Boyce's passing. However, after additional testing, it was confirmed that the actor suffered a sudden unexpected death in epilepsy, also known as SUDEP. In the wake of Boyce's untimely passing, the red carpet premiere for the third Descendants movie, which was scheduled to come out just weeks later, was canceled. A few days before the event, Disney confirmed to The Hollywood Reporter that instead of hosting the premiere, they were making a donation on Boyce's behalf to the Thirst Project. The company also stated that after securing Boyce's family's permission, that the broadcast of Descendants 3 would be dedicated to Boyce. Boyce's final feature film, Runt, screened in February 2020 at the Mammoth Film Festival. In the film, Boyce stars as a teen named Cal who struggles emotionally after several difficult events in his life. Boyce's performance was praised by critics, with Jordan Elizabeth writing for Common Sense Media, "The star commands the screen with authenticity and depth, slowly transforming as Cal becomes a shell of his former self with each violent act."
And what would you even have done, Borgie? Shoot them with the gun that you stole from your mom?
Though Boyce appeared in an episode of the CBS series Code Black in 2016, his post-Disney career didn't really start until after his death. His first major series after Jessie and Gamer's Guide to Pretty Much Everything was the Kathryn Hahn-led HBO series Mrs. Fletcher, which debuted in October 2019. Boyce played Zach, the college roommate to the lead character's son Brendan. When speaking to Oat Living about his experience filming the series, Boyce discussed how shooting in New York City helped inspire him, saying, "New York is by far the most stimulating city I've been to. I came back home rejuvenated and more inspired to make art." Boyce's final performance came out in March of 2021 with the release of Paradise City on Prime Video. Created and written by Ash Avildsen, the series is a continuation of the writer's 2017 movie American Satan. Starring alongside fellow Disney alum Bella Thorne and Boo Boo Stewart, Boyce portrayed Simon, an aspiring young musician. The series was renewed for a second season, and Avildsen told Entertainment Weekly that he had many seasons of the show planned before the first episodes were even filmed. Sadly, this would require the showrunners to recast Boyce, though few concrete updates on the development of the next season have been announced as of fall 2023. Cameron Boyce famously worked alongside Adam Sandler in Grown Ups and Grown Ups 2. Boyce played Sandler's on-screen son, and the two became fast friends. As part of Adam Sandler's movie deal with Netflix, the comedic actor made the horror comedy Hubie Halloween. The movie follows Hubie, played by Sandler, as he watches over Halloween festivities in the town of Salem, Massachusetts. The film was meant to mark Sandler's reunion with his former co-star, as Boyce was originally cast as one of Hubie's teen co-workers. However, Boyce's death resulted in the part being recast only a few days before the movie was set to begin filming. In his place, Boyce's friend, roommate, and Jessie co-star Cameron Boyce was cast in the role. The film included a tribute to Boyce during the credits. As an image of Sandler and Boyce appeared on screen, a heartfelt caption materialized beneath, which read, "Gone way too soon, and one of the kindest, coolest, funniest, and most talented kids we knew. You live on forever in our hearts and are truly missed every day." Like many actors, Boyce was a philanthropist and worked with many organizations. In his time in the spotlight, he raised awareness for causes such as helping impoverished communities gain access to clean water and trying to end violence on college campuses nationwide. Starting in 2014, Boyce was actively involved with United Way of America's Home Walk, which works to end homelessness. He raised money for the organization through various campaigns, including offering personal shout-outs to others raising money, and he participated in the opening ceremonies for the 12th annual Home Walk in Los Angeles in May 2019, alongside fellow actor John Huertas.
Every year, this makes a big difference, and so I'm really proud to be here.
The Home Walk that year raised over $1.1 million and saw more than 100,000 people participate in the 5-kilometer walk. Boyce also teamed up with It's On Us, an organization that aspires to end sexual violence on college campuses. The actor spoke on behalf of the organization at the 2019 Biden Courage Awards, which was hosted by the Biden Foundation and It's On Us. The ceremony recognized individuals working toward the organization's mission through intervention, organizing, and policy change. Through his work with It's On Us, Boyce even met the soon-to-be President Biden. At the time of his death, Boyce was working with Delaney Tarr, co-founder of March for Our Lives, on a social media campaign contributing to the effort against gun violence called Wielding Peace. The campaign featured images of public figures, civilians, and victims of gun violence holding household objects and art supplies as if they were guns. In a letter shared by a representative, Boyce explained this concept and wrote that the goal of the campaign was to inspire people to seek alternative outlets, such as art or fashion, through which to express themselves rather than turning to a deadly weapon. The initial photographs, which were later published by the Cameron Boyce Foundation, featured Boyce and his roommates Cameron Boyce and Sophie Reynolds. The campaign continued on, with Descendants co-star Dove Cameron participating in a Wielding Peace campaign to remember Boyce on his 21st birthday in 2020. In conjunction with the Cameron Boyce Foundation, a merchandise collection featuring the tattoo Cameron got in honor of the initial campaign helped raise money for both the foundation and the Actors Fund COVID relief. One of the organizations Boyce regularly worked with was the Thirst Project, which works to bring clean water to underdeveloped countries. In 2017, the young actor used his platform on Instagram to help raise $27,000 in 40 days. Boyce continued to work with the Thirst Project until his death, being honored by the organization in 2018 with the Pioneering Spirit Award after raising more than $30,000 to help build 2 wells in Eswatini. Speaking with Billboard, Thirst Project's CEO and founder Seth Maxwell explained, "It was more than an honor for the money he raised for our work. It was really an honor for a person who knew no bounds in giving of his time and energy." After Boyce's death, Adam Sandler hosted a Facebook fundraiser for the organization, which helped raise over $15,000 to build additional wells. Later in 2019, during the 10th annual Thirst Gala, the Thirst Project renamed the award Boyce received as the Cameron Boyce Pioneering Spirit Award in honor of the actor's memory and his lasting work with the organization. That year, his roommates presented the award to Craig Thompson, a YouTuber who raised more than $150,000 to help build wells. In an effort to celebrate Cameron Boyce's memory and philanthropic work, the Cameron Boyce Foundation was started in 2019.
The Cameron Boyce Foundation honors Cameron's legacy by aiming to cure epilepsy.
The Cameron Boyce Foundation helps fund research and spread information with its Now What campaign. The campaign's goal is to help newly diagnosed individuals make more informed decisions about their epilepsy and provide a toolkit that can help patients decide what comes next for them both in their lives and regarding their health. Based on its 2022 impact report, the foundation boasts that more than 800 members are now part of the Now What support group. In addition to working to increase awareness and research for epilepsy, the Cameron Boyce Foundation also celebrates and supports the other causes Boyce worked for in life. After the 10th annual Thirst Gala, the foundation donated $8,000 to build a well in Uganda. The organization credited the donations from their supporters for making the significant donation possible and pledged to continue the Thirst Project in Boyce's name. Much like the Wielding Peace photos, information about the Thirst Project remains on the Foundation's website under the page Cam's Causes. The board of directors includes Boyce's parents Libby and Victor, and Boyce's former castmates Peyton List and Debby Ryan. Former castmates Dove Cameron, Sophie Carson, Boo Boo Stewart, Adam Sandler, Karen Barrar, Sophie Reynolds, and Descendants director Kenny Ortega are part of the Foundation's advisory board. The Cameron Boyce Foundation started an annual gala, the Cam for a Cause, a fundraiser for the Cameron Boyce Foundation to end epilepsy in 2022. The gala raises money that the foundation uses to help fund epilepsy research. Those who knew Boyce and other invited parties attend the event and speak to the foundation's goal, share their memories of the late actor, and support epilepsy research. In 2023, the gala included the awarding of the inaugural Youth Empowerment Award, a distinction given to a young individual who is making a difference in the world. The award is being used as a way to honor Boyce's legacy and the work he did in his life. Yara Shahidi, the first recipient, is known for her appearance as Tinkerbell in Disney's recent Peter Pan and Wendy movie, and starred in the series Blackish and Grownish. Discussing how Shahidi earned the award, The Hollywood Reporter wrote, "Shahidi will be celebrated for her activism surrounding STEM awareness, women's rights, civil rights, and her countless acts of kindness towards others," according to the foundation.